Greetings, everybody, and good morning. It's the 6-Minute Daily on a Monday. That's right. It's a marvelous Monday. Magical Monday. It's, a birthday-filled Monday. Congratulations and happy birthday to Jill Powers, the River Daughter. Congratulations, Jill, on your wonderful birthday. I hope everybody sends cake. We got Cynthia Carter out there and much more, including some generosity early on from multiple parties. Weatherman dropped 5 CultureCasino cash to say, hello, I won't be here for the show. I have a doctor appointment and will be offline for it. Here's $5 for the working man. Thank you, Weatherman, for whenever you watch this. And thank you for the gifty over there on the green machine, as well as somebody receives a marvelous membership for the Culturian Army. You could be a member of the Culturian Army as well. Just become a member of the channel and enjoy the fun and games. Speaking of fun and games, our great friend, Roland the Wretched, says, congratulations on your video tank. I guess my video tanked Jaguar by myself. The sales down 97%. Excellent. You have truly earned your $50K body wax by destroying a car company. Congrats to Afterbirth overperforming at the box office like predicted. I have to tell you, I'm very disappointed it did as well as it did, because it means a lot of people weren't listening or paying attention during the film. And some people just see the dinosaurs as, the thing to see. Whether or not the story is logical. But I don't care. As long as you enjoyed it, it doesn't really matter to me. I don't own it. But what I do own is the other $10 super chat from Roland the Wretched. James Gunn's insert Supama. Written by James Gunn, directed by James Gunn, produced by James Gunn, is everything we thought it was and more, which is less. We are going to get Superman deported. You know what? I dropped that video this morning, and I know Valiant Renegade went over to the original, but wouldn't you think that a Hollywood trade would be a quote-unquote ally to DC, Warner Brothers, and Superman? No. No, they nuked it. So I did a video about it. Check it out. It dropped this morning. I want to say thanks to all of you who are here, like Tim Hayes for 38 months, saying, hail, Cuddles, hail to you, my friend. Our good buddy, Critisable the Rainbow Knight. Good to see you, the Prismatic Paladin. History lesson from Griffin today. Got to get this going quickly. In 1928, sliced bread is sold for the first time by the Chillicothe Baking Company in Missouri using a machine invented by Otto Rothwetter. It's the greatest thing since wrapped bread. It actually kind of was. Thank you, Griffin. Amazing. Chris Dickerson is here. Good to see you, my friend, the lovely Davina Duckworth and Kaladin 910. We've got Snartapoopas Cuber, our favorite polar bear, and we're going to be taking a more in-depth look at some heroic bear work by a mama bear. Let's see who else is out there today. A few other folks snuck in, like Tom or Magdafy over on the green machine in here as well, and the lovely Penny. Joseph A., thanks for being here for 10 months, my friend. Oh, I have Tuesday off, movie night. That's right. That's right, friends and folks and pals of mine. I will say this one more time. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are and whatever you're watching. Thanks for checking out the 6-Minute Daily. We have a lot to talk about, not a lot of time to do it in. So we're gonna get fresh and funky with the opportunity to have Blade. That's right. That's why we had the thumbnail we had today. Marshall Ali dodges the Marvel question. That's right. Amid a Blade series of delays that may have cost the franchise its one opportunity. He basically saying, leave me out of it, which means, well, he may or may not be in Blade. We don't even know. We don't even know if the movie's going to survive. We don't know anything. Thanks for that. But what we do know is that they've been trying to get this film together for nearly a decade. If you go back to when they were working on the pre-production and when it was in development, the problem is they want to emasculate the man and replace it with a woman. And I don't think any male actor enjoys that. Except for that one fellow. What's his name? Pedro Pascal, who's in every piece of garbage you've ever seen. I'm surprised he wasn't in the latest dinosaur movie with Scar Joe. Regardless, the latest dinosaur movie with Scar Joe did pretty well. The Friday take was $26 million. Now, mind you, you have to remember, this is a 6-day haul, no matter what they say. It's a 5-day haul. It's 6. And it's also, if you go to the traditional weekend, it didn't make that much money. F1, on the other hand, was headed towards $100 million overall. It's the largest earning Apple film. We can talk about that in a moment. But at the global theaters, and the global take for this movie, you had $318.3 million, nearing the $300 million, and Dragon. Basically, it's in second place right now. And if you include the international box office, well, you usually do okay. But here in the States, $147 million over the July 4th holiday weekend. Again, not 5 days, 6 days, because of the pre-screenings that happened 10 days before. So stop lying to us. We know better. Also, if you look at the fact that F1 is the highest rating Apple film of all times, already sitting at $293 million, I'd say congratulations are due there. And it kept the dinosaurs out of the premium large format screens. Charlene Theron says a lot of dumb things, but she also says that there might be a third version of the Old Guard, an Old Guard 3. And she talks about why she hasn't directed yet, and then all kinds of like silly things like who she gets down with and how. Stuff we didn't need to know. Looks like TikTok is planning a U.S. version of the app ahead of the sale, and that is coming soon, according to the administration. So this will finally be resolved, and we'll know exactly what gets removed from the old code. Speaking of that, we have the old man of rock and roll retiring officially. Black Sabbath reunites for Ozzy Osbourne's final performance, joined by Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Steven Tyler, and other hard rock all-stars. There's set lists. There's everything you ever needed to know. So there you go. I hope some of you caught that. Apparently 40 million did. We've got U.S. tariffs on European goods threaten to shake up the world's largest trade relationship. Yeah, because they won't come to the table with a deal. Why? Because, well, the global world order, otherwise known as the WEF, doesn't want to relinquish what little power they have left. And they're kind of laughable now. So if prices go up, they go up. Speaking of prices going up, pressure from Trump for trade deals before Wednesday's deadline. He's hinting that there could be more time added, but you have to be serious when you come to the table with the states. Oh, and Wall Street opens lower, and AP wants to attribute that to the Trump deadline. I want to attribute it to a pullback after record-setting numbers. We've got Wegovy and Zepbound prices falling because nobody's quite sure if these drugs are going to be allowed in the future to be used for obesity. We'll have to find out here along with all of you. We need to see what the FDA is going to do. There seems to be some side effects that are now finally being reported, and some of those may not be desirable for humans. We've got Musk saying he's forming a new political party after, again, another little tit for tat with Trump, and we'll have to see how this goes. I mean, it's basically the idea of a Trumpian party, or the Lion Party, which I was receiving some positive attention in the previous 120 days. So we'll have to see what happens. We know this, the sanctions lifted on Syria allowed them to decide to go after solar power rather than anything else for their future energy needs. And that will probably fix the energy crisis there because they certainly can't pursue anything that the Atomic Energy Commission, or whatever they're called, is going to have strict control over. The OPEC is going to be giving us 548,000 more barrels per day in August, which is good news for those of us in America. We've got China's first Legoland opening in Shanghai. That's big news. And finally, the bear story of the day. Mama bear that was spotted carrying the cubs, which we covered already, across the Massachusetts Reservoir deserves an award. And there's a better picture of Mama Bear. I think that's extraordinary. And the swim across that reservoir is kind of famous at this point. But dragging both of those kids across the way, she is a super mom. She was spotted swimming the Quabbin Reservoir in Massachusetts on June 27th, which we did cover here. And those tiny bear cubs hitched a ride on her back all the way across. I still think that's amazing. And well done by Mama Bear. We've got some more bear stories coming up for you tomorrow. And we have a little bit of bonus time, so stick around. We should be headed over to Midnight's Edge of the Morning and the redirect starting just before that show. And we don't have quite as long a bonus time this morning, but I want to say thank you all for joining me today. And I'm going to be putting movie night together for Tuesday night. For those of you who are members of the channel, you will all have access to that no matter what the level. We do that once a month just so you can all check out what we're watching. We've got lots of folks in the house. I want to say thanks to Griffin again, and a big happy birthday. Say happy birthday to Jill Powers. The amazing Hoove drops a Culture Casino membership. I hope you had a safe and fun 4th, along with a wonderful anniversary celebration, Hoove. I hope it was as magical as the time that you've spent together so far. It's actually one of the more important days of the year to acknowledge your partner and let them know you appreciated everything that you've done together. So I think that's wonderful. Juliet is wishing a happy birthday to Jill. I hope you all have as well. Our wonderful friend, Tender Warrior 68, drops 5 Culture Casino memberships. Thank you, Tender Warrior, a great supporter of many channels and a provider of goodness. There are now 5 more of you, and because of who's 6, to be able to experience movie night with us on Tuesday. I think that'll be a lot of fun. Cynthia Carter is saying hi to people. I'm grateful that you're here, Cynthia. Juliet, thanks for being a wonderful... Holy cow! Staccato! DDS coming in here with a hot 50. He drops 50! 50 Culture Casino memberships. That's crazy. That's, in fact, this is how crazy it is. Little bear dance. Thank you, Staccato. That's 50 more people that can join up for movie night. That should be a good time and a lot of fun. Thank you, Staccato. Every time you do this, it's overwhelming, and I appreciate it so very much, and so do all those people, I'm sure. I don't know why we're having so much stuttering on the clips today. You know what? But this also deserves a little thank you for the cheddar. Let's do that.
Oh, man. That's some sweet cheddar. Guys. Yeah.
Thank you, Staccato. The superhero we definitely need. Let's get into it. We've got more stuff to talk about. Phoenix Knight is out there. And we got Jonathan Conroy here. What's up? Smash the likes indeed. If you haven't hit that thumbs up button, believe it or not, it really does help. It's counted as a primary engagement, and it really does help the channel. So if you haven't hit the thumbs up button yet, please do so. It'll help gain the channel traction, and we'll get closer to the 50K goal we're looking for. 40K is only about 400 people away at this point. I want to say thank you for that. We got Fat Elvis in the house. There is only one blade. It is Wesley Snipes. And it's a shame that while Mahershala Ali is just a little bit younger, I still don't buy him as the man that will be Blade. I don't think they want to make a man Blade anyway. They want to make a female Blade, which will be roundly rejected, and Marvel will officially completely have failed. In fact, they're very close to that now. The Dinosaur movie may have done a Barbie on me, but I don't have high hopes for Fantastic Four Final Steps, let's say. I also think the Dino movie is going to die rather quickly, kind of like the Extinction event, because I think everybody who saw it. I mean, they had literally 6 days of viewings, and they're trying to, pump that up artificially and get some hype around the box office. And while I hope for, good performances for the exhibitor's sake, I do not hope that movies like that terrible Jurassic Rebirth, or as I call it, Afterbirth, I hope that has no chance of actually breaking even. It's maybe a third or a little over a third there, at least to break even. We'll have to see at the end of the day where we end up, because I don't think it's going to survive much even into the next weekend. Once Superman shows up on the 11th, I think all bets will be off, and that is 4 days away. So there's that. I think there's an early screening event on Tuesday, And then there is the actual Thursday preview. So there we are. Butter Biscuit, hello. What's going on, my friend? It's great to see you. We got so many more folks here. Thank you for hanging out. We got, my goodness, Kreshaki is here again. Great to see you, Kreshaki. And Professor R2. Oh, I almost did that wrong. Professor R2. I like Marshall Ali. So do I. But he's no Blade. The MCU's dead anyway. And on that, we 100,000% agree. And it's good to see you, Professor R2. We got a few other folks sneaking in. Don't tell anybody. Shh. But the lovely Ms. Pick Cafe is both a wrench and a supporter on all the platforms, and I appreciate that. I need to get with Ms. Pick Cafe because we have a plan. We have another plan. Lord Thoth is in the house. Happy birthday to Jill, indeed. And who else we got out there? We got more. Randall's here. We'd love that crazy Canadian. He's a Canuck in Canuckistan. That's actually what it is now. Man, if I were in Saskatchewan or Alberta, I would be ready to run as soon as I could because bad news bears. Crazy White Boy is in the house on the green machine. Great to see you, my friend. Hail, Fun and Games Arenos. That's right. Culturinos, Culturians, and all the like. Oh, man, it's so great to see everybody here and to have such generosity from Staccato DDS, Tender Warrior, Hoove, and all of my regulars. You really do make the difference on this channel. So there you are. John the Beagle Dad is out there. We've got a few more folks strolling through the door as we got started, like the amazing Latino Schlant. Yo, clickbait. You were so wrong about Jurassic World apology video. No, I'm not going to apologize. I get to be wrong once in a while, just like you are most of the time, Polly. So it's fine. Anyway, buddy, no, look, I'm as surprised as anybody else, except there's one small thing that everybody forgets to mention about Jurassic World. It really didn't do the numbers it's pretending to have done, nor did it surpass any of the previous earnings of any of the films ahead of it. If anything, it just kind of disappointed. I mean, even Fallen Kingdom generated 181 million and Dominion was 172 million. So I'm not going to get super pumped over a film that in the traditional weekend only did 91.5 million. Okay. So let's not pretend this was a giant success because it wasn't. Because in friendly competition across the board, it just didn't do very well. Sorry. I mean, 6 days in, if 6 days was a weekend, it was fine. But for the press, the facts are inconvenient. And that's kind of all there is to it. Now, the facts are usually inconvenient for the press, at least the mainstream press anyway. But this is a downward trend once again from previous efforts with these films. It also only scored a B. I'm surprised it wasn't a B minus because after you've seen this, you're like, yeah, there really wasn't a good story here. And wow, was there a lot of boredom here? So, but you got to see a Rancor. So maybe that was it. They kept the best for last. They put a Star Wars Rancor at the end of the dinosaur movie. So there's that. And at 300 million global, first of all, I'm not surprised. Second, I mean, it still has a long way to go to get anywhere close to profitability. But 92 international markets, 171 million. Everybody that wanted to see this movie has, and they're going to get super psyched for Superman. Let's just be honest about it, folks. That's the most important thing. All right, we have one story that I set aside for bonus time, a little more political than I normally do. But I'm not even going to put it on screen. I'm just going to say that the situation for the mayoral race in New York has started to cause people to investigate the background of the person who's basically the communist. The situation around him, winning the Democratic primary there, has created a huge huge liberal backlash, to say the least. I think there's a lot of people that are concerned with it. And so somebody kind of ran with that perspective over at one of the, I guess it was maybe even a New York Times report. And they talk about the fact that Zoran Mamdani's 2009 application for Columbia University was a little sketchy. And he's a little sketchy because he identified as Black or African American for some reason. And he's not. He has an Asian heritage, born in Uganda, and that's where his family lived for about a century. He has some disturbing political views for people who, like capitalism, freedom, appreciates democracy. This guy doesn't seem to very much. He lived in New York City since the age of 7 when his family relocated from Uganda. Again, his parents are Indian. And he became a U.S. citizen in 2018. So I think the Democratic mayoral situation is going to be very interesting in the future. Eric Adams is still going to hang around as the existing mayor, as an independent. The corrupt guy that was run out of office, Cuomo, he's going to remain in as a candidate, and a couple other people are going to break up the issue there. We're going to have to see change somewhere, guys. We'll have to see where that is. We got the Bad Cap in the house. Great to see you. And Tobak, good morning to you all. I have an interesting day in front of me for sure. Putin's cat put up something funny. Let's see. Carl Singh's out there. Great to see you. And a few other folks as well. I am going to tell you, I'm going to go see Superman here pretty quickly with one of the moderators for this channel. And I'm going to try to keep a clear head and an open mind walking in there. I expect little from the film. And after the story that I did a video about today, I would caution you to feel the same. So, because if it has that kind of politics in it, which again is something Valiant Renegade said it didn't, but we'll see, at least based on the original source of the story, the Times of London. Again, I'll say what I said during the 6-minute daily. You would think that the trade papers in Hollywood would want to hold this movie up, not push it down. We'll have to see. But there were a lot of things at odds with each other of what Gunn said and what has been said about this film. If there's no truth, justice, in the American way, because Superman supposedly is very American, why did you remove the line? Why is that not in there? I don't want any apologists for it. I'm just saying, in order to be consistent, be consistent. But you're not, because you're always driven by some kind of agenda. It's going to be a problem going into the film. Hey, Cosmin Cristani, good to see you. Good morning, Culture. Good morning to you. Theliato is out there. We got Tony Piacente joining us as well. Musk is going the way of Ross Perot. Yeah, unfortunately, it kind of looks that way, doesn't it? Stealing Dem defeat from the jaws of MAGA victory because the teeth in the jaws aren't straight enough for him. Sigh. Well, we'll have to see. I mean, we're not quite even a full year into a term at this point. We're just now, 6 months in? So, not even that. I think there's plenty of time for the rift to heal. Not that there's much of one. Lasher's in the house. Great to see you, Lasher. Let me see if I can get down closer to when the stream launched. Fact: Clark is a All-American farm boy. Yeah. Yeah. But he's from another place. He's a super illegal alien. Yeah, and I do believe Hollywood and the people that run it are ashamed of America. I mean, to quote a bunch of people, Hollywood's always been red. And no, I'm not talking Republican. There was a purpose and a reason behind the blacklist and everything else that's there. So, 'tis true. Emo Superman, it looks terrible. Where's my dog? Where's my dog? Where's my dog? Oh, there's so many things. Superman comes across as a big baby and as a wow, what else? Weakling. I mean, to be overjoyed about him being to be overjoyed about Superman bleeding from the beginning of the film, it's a real problem. Rodorosaurus says the biggest irony is that Wall Street supported that communist guy. At this point, I unironically hope he nationalizes Wall Street just to teach them a lesson for good. I think you're seeing Wall Street about to move, to be fair. I think you may see it relocate to Texas. And then what do you got in New York City and that area? What are people looking to? A lot of the financial stuff is in that area. I mean, not just Wall Street. There's stuff in New Jersey, Virginia, Maryland, of course, which actually a lot of corporations are moving their incorporation away from anything in Delaware or anywhere in that vicinity because of the tax issue and many other issues, including the Chancery Court, which seems to be able to control compensation, which is not what the Chancery Court is supposed to do. So, lots of silliness. Lots of silliness. But anyway, I just wanted to get a little bit into what happened over the weekend and what we can expect from the future weekend, because I don't think it's going to go very well. Again, this was Jurassic World's one shot before it had competition in the big theaters, especially. Is anybody else worried? I don't know. Queen Giamazona, I hope I'm saying that right, or Glamazona. Let me embiggen this for myself. That's an L. Glamazona. Thank you, Queen Glamazona. Says they've emasculated Superman at least. Do you see the way Lois treats him multiple times in the film? Pretty wild. Bored in Boston says there's so much junk in entertainment now. I make a point of watching classic films with the grandkids. You know what? That's a smart move. And you know what? It exposes them to stuff they're likely not going to see. What's weird is when you go to film school, at least even in the first year especially, you're introduced to everything from Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton all the way through, some of the modern myths and mythos. And I can't even begin to tell you that I took away greater meaning from the words rosebud than I would have in any other way, because I was there with fellow students trying to study everything around it, trying to line up the symbolism and all of the things that came along with that. So it's a big deal. And when you can introduce people to even the silent movies, it gives them a greater appreciation of the thought around show, don't tell, right? Because all we had was a piano player in the back playing things while the film reel ran, lining the music up with what was on the screen. Silent films are underappreciated. I think most directors and cinematographers and others need to study that, pretty thoroughly before they get in the habit of directing modern films. I think having some kind of music video person, that's a dumb thing, unless they're a true student of film. But hey, those are my opinions. What am I talking about? Storytelling. And I thought that was fairly obvious. Anyway. All right, what else we got going on? Da-da-da. Again, happy birthday to Jill Powers, and thank you for all that you do here. Redosaurus says, at this point, I'm convinced the JW franchise, Jurassic World, is headed for human dino hybrids, aka Homoraptors. And once that happens, the franchise will truly be dead. Sure. Once again, a great thank you to Staccato DDS for fitting, to 10 Warriors 68 with 5, and to Hoove for a Culture Casino membership early on. And I want to say thank you to the members celebrating their anniversary today. And of course, Roland the Wretched, who really wants to put wax on my body and tear out my hair, which I don't understand. Yeah, books are tell, don't show. But in the art of film and television, it's show, don't tell. Because you want the audience to follow along with the story. And you don't have to speak a word. There was recently a movie, award-winning film, as a matter of fact, from the Academy of Arts and Sciences, which did not have words. Done in an old silent movie tradition. Well done, by the way. Hey, Georgia Peach is in the house. Good to see you. And Sergeant Giratina. DJ Ronnie G. I commandeered a second screen so I can see you while doing work. Thank you, my friend. It's good to see you. We got Luke in the house. I had a Luke and David Banner, of course, our favorite Hulk. Andy W. Orson Welles. Indeed. We really don't. See, the only silent movie I ever watched was The Silent Movie. I think that's the problem. People need to have an appreciation and understanding from whence the visual storytelling not only began, but developed and became what we have as modern cinema. And Six, thanks again for your polishing up of a story that with Mama Bear carrying the two cubs. Bone's in the house. Great to see Bone here today. And the lovely Tina BB. Yeah, I think you make a good point. I think the flash editing, jump cut, the scene changing, 15 times in 10 seconds, a little rough. Oh, I'm sure there'll be a sequel, but we'll have to see if this movie makes money. I think we're now drawing into question whether or not that'll occur. Man, they stacked all these things on top of each other with any room to breathe. Super silly. Hey, Walter Tomaszewski. Why is there so much emphasis on recycling and keeping old IPs rather than coming up with new ones? Because they're lazy and they kicked out all the creative people. If you are not within the checkbox mafia, you're not going to get a job anymore. And that's what all these films are filled with now. It's going to be the same as true as already true with Superman. All right. Well, thank you for joining me during this portion. It's called Schadenfreude culture. No, I don't know about that. I don't think that's a good idea. I made some statements about 100K that I don't remember, and I'm going to need to see proof, unedited proof about. So, but what I also need to do is get going because I got a lot of stuff to take care of before the Midnight's Edge in the Morning crew. So let's get moving. On that note, I'll say thank you to all of you who contributed greatly and very generously to this stream. So, on that note, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, see ya. For real.